Good evening. I'll be your host tonight, and I'd like to welcome you to Election Night in America 2018. As you see on your screen, we have the Minority Leader from the great state of New York, Chuck Schumer, representing 49 seats in the United States Senate for the Democrats, and Majority Leader Mitch McConnell from the great state of Kentucky, representing 51 Republican seats. And as you see on your screen, we have 23 Democrats not up for election, to the Republicans 43. As you see, the Democrats do not have an even playing field. The Independents having 0 who do caucus with the Democrats, because both Independents are up for election this year. The Republicans do need 50 for a majority, as Mike Pence, the Republican, will cast the tie-breaking vote, and the Democrats need 51 to get a majority in the United States Senate. And now the 7 p.m. poll closings. 3 states are closing their polls. And now in the state of Vermont, the most influential senator, the independent Bernie Sanders, has won re-election for another 6-year term. Virginia has elected Tim Kaine for another 6-year term. As we know, he was Hillary Clinton's former running mate in 2016, 32% of the precincts reporting. And now with 1/4 of the vote in, we can tell you that Joe Donnelly does have a lead in the great state of Indiana. We can tell you it's too close to call. He is fighting against Todd Ritka and fighting to be re-elected. As you know, this seat is huge for the Democrats if they want to get control in the United States Senate. As you know, they have 49 seats to the Republicans 51, which means they basically have to hold all their seats and pick up a few. As you see on your current screen, the Democrats have 24 Senate seats, while the Independents have 1 and the Republicans have 43. And as you see on your screen, the Republicans have no senators elected. The Democrats have 1, the Independents have 1, and as you see on your screen, in Indiana, the yellow means too close to call, and the black states mean they have no senator up for election this year. Neither they have them in other classes, but not in this one. And now in the 7:30 p.m. poll closings, we have 2 states closing polls in Ohio and West Virginia. And in West Virginia, the very popular incumbent, Joe Manchin, will win re-election with 9% of the precincts reporting. He will easily win re-election. And in the great state of Ohio, we have 18% of the precincts reporting, but we can tell you that Sherrod Brown does have a lead. It's too close to call, though. It is very close. And as you see on your screen, 25 Democrats have been elected. 2 Democrats have been elected, which means they have 25 Senate seats. With the Independents, who caucus with them, having 1, and the Republicans having only 43. And as you see on your screen, 2 states are too close to call. 2 states have been won by the Democrats, and 1 state has been won by the Independent in Bernie Sanders in Vermont. And in the 8 p.m. poll closings, we have many states closing the polls. And in the great state of Connecticut, 7% of the precinct reporting, we can tell you that Chris Murphy will serve on for another 6-year term from the great state of Connecticut. Sheldon Whitehouse has won a re-election from the great state of Rhode Island with 3% of the precincts reporting. New Jersey has re-elected Bob Menendez for another 6-year term from the great state of New Jersey, 17% of the precincts reporting. And now the other independent in Angus King from the great state of Maine, he has won re-election with 37% of the precincts reporting. Another huge win for the Democrats. Republicans thought they could take the seat, but that is not the case, as we can now project that Angus King has won re-election. And one of the most progressive senators in the country, Massachusetts, has re-elected Elizabeth Warren for another 6-year term. 14% of the precinct reporting. She will easily win re-election. And in the great state of Maryland, Ben Cardin will easily win re-election. In the great state of Delaware, Tom Carper again will win re-election. All of these safe seats for the Democrats. But this is an early call. Pennsylvania, Bob Casey has won re-election. The very popular senator in Pennsylvania. Despite that, we thought this was going to be a close race, but that is not the case, as almost half of the vote in, we can now project easily Bob Casey will win re-election. And now, the first victory for the Republicans, Roger Wicker from the great state of Mississippi will only 1% of the precincts reporting, but this was never contested. Roger Wicker will win re-election. And in the great state of Florida, the incumbent Bill Nelson is fighting against the popular incumbent governor of Florida, Rick Scott, with 63% of the precincts reporting. It is too close to call. We can tell you, though, that Bill Nelson does have a lead. And in the great state of Tennessee, Bob Corker, who is retiring at the end of his term, is now both the Democrats and Republicans are fighting for his seat. Phil Bredesen, the former very popular Democratic governor, fighting against Representative Marsha Blackburn. 13% of the precincts reporting. It is too close to call, but we can tell you that Phil Bredesen does have a healthy lead. And in the great state of Missouri, considered the most vulnerable incumbent senator, Claire McCaskill, is fighting for her political life against Josh Hawley. We have half of the precincts reporting, but we can't tell you that Josh Hawley does have a healthy lead. As you see here on your screen, 32 Democrats have been elected, or are going to be seated, to Republicans 44 and the Independents 2. As you see on your screen, the states in blue are Democrats, yellow are too close to call, red in Mississippi are Republicans, purple are Independents, and black are states that don't have an election this year. And in the 9 p.m. poll closings, we have many states again closing the polls. Please stand by. And in the great state of New York, 76% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you that Kristen Gillibrand will easily win re-election. Debbie Stabenow from the great state of Michigan, the incumbent, will win re-election with 1/4 of the vote in. And as we know, in Minnesota, there are 2 Senate elections this year. Well, we can tell you in Amy Klobuchar's seat, she will easily win re-election with 2% of the precincts reporting. She's a very popular senator there. And another popular senator in Tammy Baldwin. She will win re-election from the great state of Wisconsin with only 5% of the precincts reporting. And in the great state of New Mexico, Tom Heinrich, 7% of the precincts reporting, will win re-election and serve another 6-year term in the United States Senate. And now another victory for the Republicans. Deb Fischer will win re-election in Nebraska with 32% of the precincts reporting. She will win re-election and serve for another 6-year term. And now in Wyoming, John Barrasso has won re-election. One of the most conservative, if not the most conservative state, has re-elected their incumbent Republican. And the great state of Arizona, it is too close to call with 46% of the precincts reporting. Representative Christian Sinema is fighting against Sheriff Joe Arpaio, as we know, the very controversial sheriff. But we can tell you that Christian Sinema does have a lead. And now a very interesting case in Texas. The incumbent Ted Cruz, again fighting for his life, fighting for his political life. It is too close to call in Texas. We can tell you that Peter O'Rourke is putting up a very good fight against incumbent Senator Ted Cruz with 64% of the precinct reporting. We can tell you that Ted Cruz has a very slim lead. And in the great state of Minnesota, the appointed senator in Tina Smith is fighting against Michelle Bachmann, the former Minnesotan representative, with 32% of the precincts reporting. It's too close to call. We can tell you though that Tina Smith does have a lead. And in North Dakota, 43% of the precincts reporting. A very popular incumbent senator fighting for her re-election in Heidi Heitkamp. We can tell you she does have a lead, but we cannot make a projection as of now. And as you see on your screen, 37 Democrats are going to the United States Senate, to the Republicans 46, and the Independents 2, who both do caucus with the Democrats. As you see on your screen, the states in blue are Democrats, red are Republicans, as I've told you before. As I told you, the seats, as we see. Now in the 10 p.m. poll closings, we have 3 states closing their polls. And the former Republican nominee for the presidency in 2012, Mitt Romney, will easily win his election to replace Orrin Hatch, the retiring incumbent Republican United States Senator from the state of Utah. 63% of precincts reporting. It's no surprise that he won. And in the state of Montana, John Tester is again fighting for his political life. In the great state of Montana, 3/4 of the vote in. We can't tell you he does have a lead, but Mike Rosendale is putting up a great fight in the great state of Montana. And now another interesting case in the great state of Nevada. The very unpopular Dean Heller is fighting for his political life. As we know, a very unpopular senator. 32% of the precincts reporting. He is fighting off against Representative Jackie Rosen, who is, I can tell you as of now, has a lead. As you see on your screen, 37 Democratic seats to the Republicans 47, with the Independents having 2. As you see, the states in yellow are states that we have not been able to project. The states in gray are states that are yet to close their polls, as you see. States in blue are Democrats, Republicans are in red. And in 11 p.m., we have 3 states closing their polls in California, Washington, and Hawaii. And in California, Dianne Feinstein will easily win re-election. As you see, 3% of the precincts reporting, the only state that has two Democrats up for election, or that has two Democrats fighting for the Senate seat. But we can tell you that Dianne Feinstein, the incumbent Democratic, will win re-election. And along with Maria Cantwell, in the great state of Washington, half of the precincts reporting, we can tell you that she will go on to serve another 6-year term in the great state of Washington, And in Hawaii, Mazie Hirono will win re-election with 3/4 of the vote in. She'll easily win re-election from the great state of Hawaii. And now, an earlier poll closing in Florida, 93% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you that Florida has re-elected Bill Nelson to another 6-year term. He has won re-election. He has defeated Rick Scott, the incumbent governor. Bill Nelson has been re-elected to another 6-year term from the great state of Florida. A huge win for the Democrats and a huge setback for the Republicans. As you see, Democrats are creeping up to the Republicans. They have 41 seats, to the Independents 2, and the Republicans 47. As we know, the Republicans need 50 for a majority, and the Democrats need 51 for a majority. Now, as we see on our screen, all states have closure polls, and now we only have the states in yellow that will decide the control of the United States Senate. As we see in Montana, North Dakota, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. And now we have projections at 11:17 p.m. 3 states are being able to be projected. In the great state of Montana, Jon Tester has won re-election. 87% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you, as you see, it's taken a long time, but Jon Tester will win re-election. And same thing in the great state of Indiana. Joe Donnelly has won re-election from the great state of Indiana. A very close race, as you see. 97% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you Joe Donnelly has won re-election. And in the great state of Ohio, Sherrod Brown, a very progressive senator, has won re-election with 93% of the precincts reporting. As you see, they closed their polls at 7 p.m. and it's taken this long to project him as the winner. But we will serve on for another 6-year term. As you see, the Democrats have 46 combined with Independents, while the Republicans have 47. Again, these are the current seats that will decide the control of the United States Senate in North Dakota, Missouri, Tennessee, Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. And at 12:46 a.m., Nevada, that's not the correct time, it's 11:49, but in the great state of Nevada, North Dakota, and Missouri, we can project states. And in North Dakota, as you see, they closed their polls all the way back at 9 p.m., but we can finally tell you that Heidi Heitkamp, the popular incumbent, will win re-election. She has narrowly defeated Tom Campbell with 97% of precincts reporting. It's taken us this long to project her as the winner, but she will go on to serve another 6-year term in the Senate. And same thing with Claire McCaskill. She has defeated Josh Hawley in a comeback. As we told you before, he did have a lead, but now he lost it, and Claire McCaskill has won re-election in Missouri, with 97% of precincts reporting. And a flip, a huge win for the Democrats. Jackie Rosen has flipped the Senate seat in the great state of Nevada. This is a huge win for the Republicans and a huge setback for the Democrats and a huge setback for the Republicans. Jackie Rosen has unseated Dean Heller, the incumbent United States Senator, with 81% of their precincts reporting. She has been elected for a 6-year term and has unseated Dean Heller, the Republican. As you see, the Democrats need 2 more seats for an overall majority in the United States Senate. As you see, they have 47 with 2 caucusing with them, which means they have 49 to the Republicans 47. The Republicans do need 3 seats to maintain control in the United States Senate. As you see, those 3 states are Tennessee, Texas, Arizona, which means the Democrats need to win 2 of those 3, while the Republicans, there's also a Senate seat in Minnesota. I forgot to tell you, but the Republicans need to win 3 out of those 4 seats, while the Democrats need to win only 2 out of those 4 seats. And now we have the final projections at 12:46 a.m. These states will decide the control of the United States Senate and will either a huge win for Republicans or a huge win for the Democrats. We can now tell you that the Democrats have taken control of the United States Senate. With 98% of the precincts reporting in all states, we can tell you that the Democrats have won control of the United States Senate after picking up a net gain of 2 seats needed to take the majority in the United States Senate, because we can tell you that Tina Smith has been elected United States Senator from the great state of Minnesota with 96% of the precincts reporting. She has defeated Michelle Bachmann to win her election, and this is another flip from the great state of Arizona. Kirsten Sinema, the representative from Maricopa County, has defeated Sheriff Jeff Arpaio with 96% of the precincts reporting. We can tell you, as you see, they closed their polls at 9 p.m. We can tell you they have won, and she has won Arizona, their Senate seat, and an apparent winner. We can tell you that Beto O'Rourke from the great state of Texas has defeated Senator Ted Cruz, another pickup, with 99% of the precinct reporting, with only military and absentee ballots yet to be reported. We can tell you that Texas has elected Beto O'Rourke to outseat Ted Cruz. He has defeated Ted Cruz, a huge win for the Democrats and a huge setback for Republicans. And finally, another apparent winner. All the precincts reporting with very few votes left to be counted. Though we can tell you that Phil Bredesen has won and defeated Republican Representative Marsha Blackburn. With 100% of the precinct reporting, the former popular governor will now be elected to the United States Senate to serve a 6-year term in the United States Senate. As you see on your screen, the Democrats tonight took control of the United States Senate. They have 51 Democratic seats, with 2 independents caucusing with them, making a total of 53. To the Republicans, 47, a huge setback for President Trump as well, meaning that he has lost 1 chamber of Congress. Democrats have taken control. They have overcome the 51 needed for an overall majority. Even if the 2 independents do decide to caucus with the Republicans, which is very unlikely, they would still have a majority. As you see, they have 53 seats now to the Republicans' 47. As you see, a huge Democratic wave. People thought that this could be a huge bloodbath for the Republicans, but that turned out to be a blue wave. As you see, all the states in blue are states the Democrats won tonight. The states in red are states which are only 4 that the Republicans won. This is huge for the Democrats, Chuck Schumer in the United States Senate. A huge setback for President Trump and a huge loss for the Republicans. And I hope you do please subscribe to my channel. I hope you do comment any suggestions, anything you think I did wrong, any flips you think. Please watch my last video. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head what it was, but please check it out. And yes, yesterday the government did shut down, and it did play in effect to these predictions, most notably Nevada, Texas, Tennessee, and Arizona. But this could easily change depending on how the American people take this, depending who do you think was at fault for this, if they thought the Democrats or the Republicans were at fault for this. So yeah, this could easily change. But yeah, comment down any things you think I did wrong. I take criticism, I take love, I take anything. Please, I thank you for watching if you have stuck in this long. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.